Welcome back to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. I'm Pierce Leveson, and I'm joined as always by my lovely co-host,
Travis Patrick.
And today we have a really good episode planned for you. Before we get into it, Travis, we have an announcement to make.
Yes, we do, and that would be the Lunch Table Koozies. And we had picked our winners, and they'll be shown right here, or right here, up in the corner somewhere. But with my spin, I had spun and selected Carter Kimbrough. So congratulations, buddy.
Congrats, Carter. And with my spin, I spun my friend Liberty Moore. So congratulations. We'll get those to you as soon as we can. Yeah. We're both busy gentlemen. So are you ready for this episode, Jeff?
Let's get it.
Let's get into it. All right, everyone. Our guest today is one of our good friends, my best friend, possibly Travis's enemy. I don't know if he really likes this person or not. Ladies and gentlemen, Sage Copeland.
Woo!
Boo! Take your time.
Thanks.
Yep.
I can't rush perfection.
How you been?
Good. How have you guys been?
Chilling.
Working.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell everybody out there about yourself. Who you are, what you do right now.
Well, obviously I'm Sage. I went to high school with both of you guys at Sherwood.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I am currently in nursing school at Research College of Nursing. And that's all there is. That's it.
All right, let's just go ahead and get into the beans.
The beans.
The beans. Everybody, this is your favorite segment. 5 real questions, 5 real answers with 3 real people. Travis, why don't you kick it off with the first question?
All right, Sage, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All
Are you
right.
sure?
I think so.
All right.
Well, let's start off. What's your favorite memory with us, or either of us, separate or combined?
So with Travis, probably the art class that we took senior year with a bunch of freshmen. I feel like that class was just really funny. It made it tolerable to have, you and Dustin and Ethan all in there. Because at first I was I was just annoyed, like, I'm going to be the only senior with a bunch of freshmen. And I hate art, so. But it ended up being very entertaining.
That was a pretty funny class.
Was there anything that, like, any moment that's pretty funny that you can talk about, or?
Every day was different. Every day was something.
It was something different.
Something. With Travis particularly, requesting the song Knockin' Boots over and over and over every single day.
Shout out Miss Barth.
Right.
Shout out Miss Barth.
And then Pierce. That's hard because we have so many memories.
We have a lot of good stuff.
But favorite recent memory is just us, kind of rekindling our friendship and picking up right where we left off.
We had a really big break.
But
shouldn't have happened.
No, but it's okay.
That's on me. Why don't you tell everybody about that moment? Like, that moment was pretty freaking cool.
It was. I wasn't expecting it. Hadn't talked to you in a few years.
3 years.
Yeah. And it came out of nowhere, but really, we were such good friends before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just kind of knew you were a true friend, so I knew that no matter what, I would still be there for you. So everything kind of went downhill, and I knew that I would still wanted to be there for you, and obviously, I don't know, we are true friends because we're able to just pick up right where we left off.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, I went through a really deep moment in my life, and first person I texted about it, I added you back on Snapchat because I didn't have you. My bad. Haven't talked to her in 3 years, and we just talked, and she's like, I'm actually at my dad's house right now, which is not far from me. And so I went straight there, and after that, it was just like, hey, we're best friends again. We're back where we left off. It was awesome.
Nothing had changed.
Travis, what's your favorite memory with Sage?
I probably said the art class. That's the only really memory I can really think of.
Yeah.
But that art class was pretty. I mean, everyone thought it was weird because it was me, Sage, Ethan, and Dustin were the only seniors I think in that class.
Yeah.
And it was the basic art class. We needed it for one of our credits to graduate. That's why we took it.
Right.
And it was kind of like a blow-off class. Miss Barth really liked us, and we just kept our heads down and did our work and made jokes all the time. And
Knocking boots.
Knocking boots. Knocking boots.
Well, my favorite memory. It's also a recent one. We've had a lot of good. I mean, in high school, me and you were so close. Like we were literally just best friends. And I have this video that you sent me. I went to Casey's that morning and got you a coffee.
Oh my gosh.
And I got out of my car, put the coffees on my roof. My pants were eating my butt. Like I had the worst. And she's sitting there recording it, cracking up. And it was so funny. But like we just had so much fun in high school, and then we went through our big break, and then recently my favorite recent memory is probably all the lake times.
Yes.
Those have been so fun, and like trying to think, like we still need to do karaoke at the lake.
I know.
Oh man,
this summer definitely.
We better, because I've been working on my vocals.
Yeah, me too.
Been taking singing lessons. Yeah, I've been taking it pretty seriously.
I've been giving singing lessons.
I highly doubt that, but our car jam sessions, we've done that for years.
Yeah.
That was so fun, and that was like one of the first things we did when we hung out again. Was we hopped in my truck and we went and got ice cream, I think, and we were just singing. Just not good. It wasn't good. You wouldn't have wanted to hear it.
Come on.
You guys need to go to the Ozark Lake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Time to grow up, guys.
Go to Shady Gators.
No more Truman Lake. That's child stuff.
You haven't been to our Truman Lake, buddy.
Oh, that is true.
When Michael Jansen's walking up to your camper,
it's different.
It's different. You don't got a Michael Jansen down there, do you?
No, we got a Michael Jackson, but not Jansen. Yeah.
Okay. What the hell? No, the lake's a great time. Oh, actually, do you think we should talk about that real quick?
What?
A big idea about the lake?
You haven't mentioned it.
We've
Spill the
already
beans.
All
No,
right.
no,
Okay.
I don't think we mentioned it.
This summer, ladies and gentlemen, you better be ready. We're gonna do a lunch table at the lake.
Lunch table at the lake.
Lunch table at the lake.
Still in the making.
Still in the making. We're gonna get a few of our friends together, and we're gonna have. I think we have 6 people coming on. We need more mics.
More mics.
More mics. More ports for hooking up microphones. So yeah, it's gonna be a really fun episode. So if you guys really would like to see that, just leave a comment and text us. We don't really care because we're gonna do it anyway. So just talk.
Doesn't matter.
So stay tuned and just we'll have to let you guys know updates in the future about it. We're still in the making of it, anyways.
Right, and it's gonna be super fun, and we have so many big plans for other events like that. It's gonna be fun. So let's just get right back into the meat and beans. Is that what they say?
Meat and beans.
Meat and beans. All right.
I don't think anybody says that.
At least the meat and potatoes, actually.
Oh, I think you're.
Okay.
We're gonna get right back into the protein. All right. So Sage, how has softball impacted your life, and what has changed? Because I remember, like, when I first met you, wearing your purple softball hoodie every single day. I caught for you a couple times at your house. I'd come home from school with you, and I'd catch for you because your dad wasn't home. Mm-hmm. So how has softball impacted your life, and what have you done with it?
Honestly, I think softball has taught me a lot of just life lessons that I've carried out this far. And probably like discipline is one of them, just self-discipline. Because obviously in high school, at that moment, it kind of sucks to see your friends going out on the weekends, having fun, but like I have to be up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. and go play games all day, all weekend long. But really, I knew that it was because I had a goal. I wanted to play college softball. So working towards that bigger picture, to make it towards that goal, I had to be disciplined. And that's something that I've carried out with me today. And yeah, I made it to that goal, and it's just...
Where'd you play at?
I played at Iowa Western Community College.
Awesome. How was that?
It was good. You know, I knew I wanted to go JUCO since I started the recruiting process, just because I knew that softball, I wasn't going to go D1. I wasn't going to go pro. I knew I wanted to go to nursing school, and I didn't want to do both at the same time.
Right.
It's possible, but I didn't want to. So, yeah, I went JUCO, and really it was just a good experience. Moved 3.5 hours away from home, which was crazy. It's crazy because I remember whenever I was starting the recruiting process, a coach was like, how far away from home do you want to go? And I'm like, shoot, anywhere. take me anywhere. Like, I'll go across the country. And then I moved 3.5 hours away, which isn't that bad. In those first couple months, I'm like, miserable. I missed home. I was so homesick. But I think I grew a lot as a person. Just having, I didn't know anybody, so I was forced to branch out, meet new people, and it ended up, I built some lifelong friendships, and so everything worked out.
That's awesome.
So, speaking about that recruiting process, can you maybe, run down for our younger viewers and that have thoughts about playing at the collegiate level? Could you kind of help? How do you talk to coaches? How do you?
So fortunately, the organization that I played for, they were very helpful, and they built
comp.
Yes, okay. For my competitive league. They were very helpful, and our coaches built us it's called Sports Recruit. It's a player profile. They put all of our highlights and all of our information on there. And on that website, we're able to reach out to colleges that we are potentially interested in. And that just gives them the opportunity to watch our videos of, us, and they can contact us. But I don't know. I didn't have a certain JUCO in mind, really. I thought I wanted to go to Crowder.
Rough Riders, baby. Ride 'em rough.
But didn't.
Oh, I did.
Anyways. No.
Only cool people are allowed to go there, by the way.
Apparently. No. But, yeah, I went to a camp there at Crowder. It was a pitching camp, and I was talking to the coach about their 2020 roster for pitchers, and he was like, it's full for 2020. Yeah, so I'm like, dang. But a few times during that camp, he mentioned, Iowa Western is our biggest competition. Iowa Western is a great program. And I'd never heard of the school. So it was in one ear, out the other. And then oddly enough, I got done with the camp, and I saw that Iowa Western Community College had viewed my profile, my player profile. And next thing I know, the coach is reaching out to me, wants me to come on a visit. So it was a pretty quick process, really. That was the only school I guess I did go on other visits, but that's the only one that I had intended on. Okay, yeah, I could see myself playing here.
So did COVID make a big impact on, did you have a set school you're really I want to go to this community college, I want to kill it there, but like you said with Crowder, their pitching was full. The NJCAA allowed all these athletes to play another, I think, season or whatever. I don't know about softball, but did that affect any decisions that you were wanting to make that you couldn't make?
Personally, no. I feel like when you go to college to play a sport, it's, either because you love the sport or you're getting money to do it.
Right.
And for me personally, it was just I was getting free school.
Right.
So, but, so not really. But COVID, it was really my freshman year. It was just weird because we had to wear masks in the dugout. We had to stand 6 feet apart in the dugout. And in the fall, we were really just scrimmaging. And so it was our whole team. We had 30 girls on the team. And we were all expected to stay 6 feet apart. So we have girls in the dugout all the way down the fence.
Wow.
Trying to, manage our distance. And
it's so awkward.
It is. It was just hard. Just little things you don't think about in the locker room. We didn't have a huge locker room. But
dang,
you got to stay 6 feet. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Did that affect, I couldn't imagine going to a softball game or a baseball game and seeing everyone spread 6 feet apart. Was it hard to get close to your teammates when you had all these restrictions?
Honestly, yeah. For my first semester at school was really rough for me because I just did not get along with my roommates very well. But those were the only people you could hang out with.
Right.
We weren't allowed to hang out. So, we lived in a suite where there are 4 bedrooms. Sweet. So, there's 4 bedrooms, and your suite mates, and you could only hang out with those 3 other people.
Right.
You could only, in the cafeteria, sit with those 3 other people. And no, yeah. So, and you weren't even allowed. I think we couldn't even go into each other's bedrooms either. We were supposed to go to our little if we wanted to hang out. Either, I mean, you could go in the bedroom, be 6 feet apart, or go in our little living room area. And
just sit in the doorways and
yeah.
each other.
Yeah, right, basically. But so it definitely was just, it made an impact for sure. I don't think I really started getting close to other people on the team until the end of first semester, nearing second semester.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have any more questions about softball?
No.
No? How'd you play?
Yeah.
How did I play?
Yeah, were you pretty good? In college. I
mean,
you were all right in high school.
I threw 73 miles an hour, struck everybody out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Honestly, though, like, it was really cool to see my growth. Okay, my freshman year, we had such a good pitcher. And she ended up going D1. And
shout her out.
Shout her out. Shout out Brooke.
Brooke, where'd she go?
She went to Louisiana Tech.
Oh, yeah, I thought she said LSU. Go Tigers.
No, wrong one.
Louisiana Tech.
Yeah. But just my improvement as a player, it was pretty amazing because, I mean, I had gotten, like, pitching lessons throughout my softball career, but being on a team that has a pitching coach and during practices, we wouldn't practice with the team, really. It was just pitchers, and we would, just do drills and perfect each thing. Everything was very individual, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
So, when you got recruited and you got put on scholarship, did that pay completely for your school? Is that, do they give, like, partial scholarship? Is that a thing, or is that
they will.
ride?
No, they'll give you partial scholarships. Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Travis, all you, buddy.
Alrighty, well, you knocked that one out of the park.
Yeah.
I
see what you did there, buddy.
No.
That was a real dinger right there.
Anyways, what has changed since high school from now?
A lot has changed since high school. I feel like a completely different person now than I was in high school. I feel like I've just grown a lot individually.
You're taller?
Unfortunately, no. I'd love to be tall, but anyways. Just as a person and I think one thing, like, in high school, I was a big people pleaser, wanted to, make everybody happy. And since I've just learned to, like, protect, how I'm doing and set boundaries with people. And, yeah, so there's that. Lived in Iowa for a couple of years, moved to Nebraska for a few months. Not that long. It was probably like 6 months or something. But ended up coming back home, and now I'm just going to school.
Doing your thing.
Doing my thing. Hanging with my boyfriend.
Shout out Jackson.
Shout out Jackson.
Love ya. I love Jackson.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm going to steal your man.
Back up.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So you're not involved in, well, I know we're not in the softball topic anymore, but, like, you're not involved with softball anymore.
Right.
Do you have any future plans to do anything, like maybe coach, or do you have any big plans in general coming up that?
Not for softball necessarily. If one day, I feel like I'm very busy right now with nursing school. And I'm sure when I start my career as a nurse, I'm sure I'll be exhausted and just, want to get
home.
Just want to go home. But, just want to settle in, that routine.
Right.
Obviously, though, I would love to coach one day, give pitching lessons one day or something, because I do love the sport. Like, I still love it.
Well, what kind of nurse are you going to be? Like a baby nurse, or?
I really.
Well,
no, yeah.
What are they
baby
called?
nurse.
NICU or
like a
whatever.
NICU, labor delivery. I am not 100% sure. Originally, I feel like a lot of people always say labor and delivery, and that's kind of what I thought. But I'm learning that there's so many different things you can do with nursing. So I want to.
Like give old guys baths and scrub them.
Stop
Dream
it.
job.
No. Oh, no. Because, you just ruined what I was about to say. Because I think I do want to. No. I think think I do eventually want to go back to a nursing home. What?
Nothing.
You guys are so messed up.
We're not messed up. Someone's got to do it.
Not me.
Takes a good person, so.
It takes a special kind of person.
Not you guys.
Not a nope.
Scrub-a-dub-dub.
You know what though? As a nurse, like you don't really do that. That's what CNAs do.
Oh.
But like obviously, like
What if
you
they
can't.
all call in?
Oh, that would suck.
Sage old man Richie just pooped himself.
Okay, but really though, like, so right now I'm doing clinicals, and I'm on a med surge floor, and it's very similar. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. Come on, it's just part of it. It's just part of it. But whatever, you guys.
Well, so what made you choose this career path? What made you want to? Because I when you were in school, you went to what do they call it? Votech.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. So what made you decide that? Like, has that always been in your mind to be a nurse or be involved?
It
in
really
something like that?
has, yeah, because whenever I knew from a pretty young age, actually, my mom went through nursing school when I was probably 9 or 10, and obviously at that time I didn't know everything that goes into it, but it just everything interested me. She would, talk about it, and I found it interesting, and the older I got, the more I just, I want to be a nurse. Yeah, I want to be a nurse. And then I didn't really understand everything that goes into it until I started going to Votech.
Right.
And that's where I found a passion for it, honestly, where we got to do clinicals. And I just built good relationships with the elderly people
Nice.
that live in the nursing homes. And
I guess you gotta be.
You
You gotta be pretty close with them if you're gonna like. Give them
you
that.
guys.
You really got to know them
I mean,
on a
this is
personal
so
level.
weird.
I mean, you can't just make it like an awkward thing every day, like if.
Well, no, okay, but really though, like you have to think these are human beings
Yeah.
that have feelings. Like, come on, seriously, like how would you feel if you were in their position? It's uncomfortable.
just be
You
stinky.
lose dignity.
That's what Pierce is looking forward in life, to be old and helpless. And
Have someone clean me. I'd poop.
Oh my god.
Nurse.
Wait, so I do have a question. I never went to Votech, but like what is Votech? Like what do you like? Not just for like nursing, but like what can happen at Votech? Like
just like
because
trade jobs. That's what it's called.
Trades,
They kind of
yeah.
do like training for different trades. I know there was like I don't know what they're called, like a house building one though.
Yeah, there
and
was
like
carpentry.
yeah.
Okay.
car
Automotive.
one. There was
Okay.
IT. Just different trade jobs.
Real off subject, but didn't Hunter get kicked out of a tech for doing something stupid? What I remember. You might remember. I
don't remember what happened.
Okay, I was told. I think Hunter told me this, that his teacher was scared of cotton balls,
Yeah.
and him and his
yeah.
buddies put cotton balls in her desk, and she like flipped out.
I couldn't
like,
tell you. I don't know for sure.
I'm just.
I know Hunter was on the bus one day. The
Off
next
the
day
bus
he
the
wasn't.
next.
I do remember that now.
You remember? Okay. Well, I'm glad I don't sound crazy anymore.
I do. I don't know exactly. I do remember something on the lines that he was, because Votech always left after lunch and they were gone the rest of the day, and then they'd get a bus ride back to the Sherwood or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember Hunter was just somehow in my 5th hour, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, you don't have Votech today? He's like, no.
Nah, I gotta keep that Votech.
Not doing Votech anymore.
Well, you want to ask the last question?
Let's get into it. How has nursing impacted your life?
I think it has just made me grateful for little things. My health, my mobility, my ability to walk on my own. You see a lot of people in very poor conditions, and it's just eye-opening.
Make
like
you
how
look
lucky.
at life in a different perspective.
Yeah, definitely. How lucky you are. Just for everyday things.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any specific moment in your nursing career, I guess you could call it that? I don't know. I just don't know. I mean,
In
you're
the
not
works.
really, you know what I mean?
Right,
You're still in school.
right.
But was there a point where you're like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Like, was there a point like that? Or a situation where you did it for someone?
I would just say working in the nursing home, because these people, I mean, they're lonely. They don't have people to talk to all the time. Some people have family that visits them, nice, but some people don't.
Right.
And unfortunately, there are some nasty people that work in nursing homes that will
Right.
avoid certain people, certain residents, and which that's sad because they're not getting taken care of like they should be. And so I love to just sit and talk to, whoever it is I'm working with, and really they have some great stories.
Right,
They can be
life.
so funny. Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, it's very impactful.
So with nursing homes, I've heard like a lot of, like, elderly abuse stories, like the like people that work at nursing homes, they'll like obviously be like a little ruder to like the ones they don't want to see or whatever, and they'll like they're old and they're brittle and they'll like push them like, you need to take a nap, and I feel like it's kind of like a prison for older people.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, they don't want to be there. I mean,
Right,
they
exactly.
can't live on their own anymore because
Exactly.
they're not healthy enough for their own well-being to be at home by themselves.
Right.
So have you ever like witnessed or anything like in a nursing home of like other coworkers not abusing them, but
yeah, I've never seen anybody abuse anybody else, but I have seen just people go in with less empathy.
Yeah.
You know, that I would like to see that. I feel I have. Nobody wants to be woken up by you just walking into the room, turning the lights on, and ripping your covers off. But I've seen that so many times.
Right.
I've talked to a resident who's like, well, I haven't gotten a bath in 4 days because nobody wanted to give her a bath. Like, it's sad.
It's really sad.
It's right.
I'll go get the sponge and tub.
Oh my God.
Stop.
All right, real random question.
Okay.
How would you react if you were in the hospital, or wherever you were, and me and Travis were your doctor and nurse?
Oh no.
Well,
at that point, I would sign my DNR. Probably.
We're about to do an open heart surgery. Get ready.
Uh-oh. Whatever nature has in plan for me.
What do you mean? You wouldn't trust us, even if we went through the schooling?
No.
We would have had to pass.
Yeah.
No.
Unplug the life support to charge your phone.
Like, wait a minute.
Hey, my phone's about to die. Sage, I need them.
Man, this heart the machine. What's that machine? The heartbeat machine. It's been making this weird straight line tone.
Can you turn that off?
Shocking each other. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
Waterboard give each other our own bath.
Waterboard.
We're watching each other.
Oh, we'll get you next. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I'd make it a day being a nurse. So props to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad you found your thing.
Thank you.
Is there something you would tell anybody who wanted to go be a nurse? Like, what's one thing you would tell someone who's like, I want to be a nurse, but I don't really know.
I would say that it is a very rewarding career to go into. Another thing, I'm obviously not a nurse yet, but I've been working in healthcare.
Right.
I just finished a job in dialysis. And one thing that I've experienced it's something called compassion fatigue. So, like, normally I'm a very compassionate person. I have a lot of empathy. I have a lot of love for people. And just, not every patient is very pleasant to work with. And after a while, well, especially in my dialysis job, because I had to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go to work, didn't get home until, 4.
Right.
So, just long days and dealing with some nasty people. Eventually I got to the point where I'm like, obviously I still care about these people, but just not nearly as much. I'm just, I don't know. It took me a lot to stop and think, like, you know what, these people are miserable. And that's probably why they are the way they are. So, just deal with it.
Have you ever
be thankful.
Have you ever worked? Oh, this is a little off topic. Sorry, but have you ever worked with like an older patient that just didn't want to like be like alive anymore? Like they're in so miserable and so much in pain, and they hate having to be woken up and take 20 pills a day to try to help maintain their health.
Right.
Like what is that? What kind of impact does that put on a person seeing someone that so old at that age that is just so like unhelpful to their own selves that they have to be taken care of.
It's just sad. I mean, in dialysis a lot. So
what is dialysis?
Dialysis is basically when your kidneys are failing.
Okay.
You have to have those organs to live. And there's different types of treatments for it. So your kidneys filter your blood, you know, and that's what dialysis does. It basically, a machine is filtering your blood for you and taking fluids out of your body, you know, since your kidneys aren't getting rid of them like they're supposed to. And so yeah, I worked in hemodialysis. That's basically every patient had an access in their arm. You stick them with 2 needles, one that takes the blood away from their body, goes to the machine, one needle puts it back into their body. And the treatments are like 4 hours long, and they have to be there for they have to do it like 3 days a week. So it's like a part-time job for them, really. And I thought it was crazy during my interview. They were like, you're going to be with these patients more than you're going to be with your own family, which I thought, like, no way. But it really is true. Like, I saw those patients so much. And I just saw that treatment really impact those patients in the sense of where they're just exhausted. They don't want to be there. They do their treatment. Typically, they don't feel well the day after their treatment, so they're resting all day. And then the next day, they have to do it all over again. And it's just an endless cycle. So, yeah, it's just, it kind of goes back to that, like, makes me thankful for my health. Makes me grateful. And also just trying to be there for those patients and make their time during their treatment as enjoyable as possible. Like, that's hard to do, but
they don't
like,
want to be there as much as you.
Right. Sit there, talk to them, start a conversation, and just try to make it enjoyable.
I feel that's how a lot of careers are like that. It's not discussed enough. Like, obviously you don't want to tell kids or try to put in their head that whenever you get older and do get a full-time job that you're going to be seeing you're going to see your family a lot less than your work life, you know.
Yeah.
Most jobs in America revolve around 8 to 10 hour shifts 5 days a week at least normally.
Right.
And at that time, if it's not close, you got to drive an extra hour to go there and an hour home. So you're really spending a lot more time with your work environment. So that's why it's always good to love what you do, you know, because if you're doing something that you hate doing, you're not spending much time with your family that you would want to do, obviously, but in that with working in general, it's just takes so much time out of it.
Right. Well, anything you want to add, or you happy with what you said?
I'm happy with what I said. I feel like I've talked a lot.
You're just fluent in Japanese.
Little chatterbox.
All right, everyone. Well, that was 5 real questions, 5 real answers with 3 real people. And we're on to our second segment, everyone's favorite second segment.
The hypothetical question of the day.
Week,
my bad. Kick it off, Pierce. Well, what's the potatoes of this?
The protein?
Yeah, what's
the old meat and protein?
Yes.
All right. We're going to start with you, Miss Copeland.
Okay.
Are you ready? All right. If you could talk to anybody for 1 hour, dead or alive, anybody in the world, who would it be, and what is your first question to them?
It would probably be... This one's a thinker.
We can come back to you if you want to wait.
Yeah,
okay.
let's come back.
Travis.
Oh gosh.
Who would you talk to for an hour? Dead or alive? Anyone in the world? And what's
Dead
your first
or
question?
alive? Anyone in the world? Man, that is a tough question because I mean, if I do it to anyone, then I have so many thoughts in my head, like not just family in general,
right.
but like potentially friends or ancestors that obviously that are way back. But I think if I get 1 hour talk to them, anyone in the world, it'd probably be like I'd go way back in my ancestry and like my family's DNA, like the Patricks.
Right.
Go back and talk to what was the first established Patricks, like the one who started the whole family chain of way back to my great grandparents or whatever. Talk to them just to see like the time of compare
what they go through.
Yeah, like now, like minimum wage now is like $15 an hour, but back then it wasn't. They didn't have minimum wage. It was you got 2 gold coins for your days of work. How did life work?
2 doubloons.
Like we could go Taco Bell anytime we wanted. Like back then, that was an option. Like
they probably wouldn't even know what tacos were back then.
No, I mean they probably had fish tacos, use some bread or something,
right?
Bread. But yeah, just to see how times were like,
Right. Just kind of go back.
Yeah, just that's what I'd do. I would want to go back to the very first established member of the Patrick family, I guess, because honestly,
cool.
They didn't really have
phones.
Well, not phones, but whenever they first started making last names, a legit building. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of, but building the whole family tree,
Right.
Because way back then, I'm sure it's I had a kid. Let's name him Isaiah or something, just some random name. And they didn't really have last names, I'm sure.
Right.
Way back. That's what I mean. I want to go way back in time.
Back.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a good one. Do you have an answer?
I
yet?
got it. Now,
okay.
Because Travis, yeah. Okay.
Good job, Travis.
Got me thinking family stuff. I would probably say my grandpa, who passed away. I was really, really young.
Oh, okay.
I was I couldn't even tell you how young I was. Probably 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was my mom's stepdad, and he was in her life since she was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
So she talks about him a lot. And my older sister, she was old enough to remember him. And so she talks about him a lot. So probably just, sit down with him and have a good conversation.
Get to know him.
Yeah.
Catch up about your whole life in 1 hour.
Right.
That'd be hard to do, but it'd be really cool.
That would be.
It would be really cool.
Going off of that, I'm not trying to speak for anyone, but I feel like my dad, when it was his grandpa, I remember my dad, he told me this story a couple times, but when I can't particularly say the age, but I'd say probably 4 to 8 years old, somewhere in that range. He was they were all visiting or whatever, and his grandpa at the time was really sick, so they were all together at someone's house at the time, and he was sitting on his lap, and he passed away. My great grandpa had passed away when my dad was a little boy sitting on his lap. So I feel like, going off what Sage said, I feel like that's a good answer, because I feel like my dad would do the same thing, just because, I mean, he's so young, don't know much, but just knowing that he had passed away sitting on his lap as a little kid, didn't get to know much as he would want to now, I mean, he's heard stories, I'm sure, and whatnot.
Right.
That was a good one. What about you, buddy? What would you do if you talked to anyone, dead or alive, for 1 hour?
That'd be tough. So you guys went with family, and I wasn't going to go with family, but I'm going to now. I'm going to give you a family and someone famous, because I feel like it. It's our podcast, Travis. We do what we want. Double dipping. I'm going to get my whole hand in there.
2 RBIs.
Yep. Oh. Stay on softball. I like that. Anyways, probably I would always wanted to meet my grandpa Jack, or my great grandpa Jack. He passed away before I was born, and he just seemed like a cool dude. I mean, he owned a propane company in Garden City, and then I just heard. I mean, there's no pun intended. He was a jack of all trades. I was basically told he could do anything, and he was a really cool. Yes, that's why I said no pun intended, Travis. But
you're punny.
You're something. Yeah, shut up! Oh my God.
I'm on one today.
You're feeling great, aren't you?
Yeah.
Proud of yourself?
Yeah, I am.
Good for you. But I probably want to go meet him. I just heard so many cool stories, and then my grandma, my great grandma, she passed away after I was born, so I never got. I mean, I would just want to meet all those, my grandparents' parents. That'd be sick. But my celebrity, I want to bring back from the dead.
Elvis Presley?
No, Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator.
Isn't that the
Passing
guy
the grass.
who ice skated? I'm just joking with you.
This guy today. Can we kick? We're gonna do a petition to kick Travis off the podcast. We get Sage on here as another host. I'm just kidding. I couldn't do that.
I was actually gonna ask if I could be announced as the co-host at the beginning.
Anyways,
Imagine.
so
Don't act like that's not genius.
Well, I don't know much about Dale Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt is probably the greatest NASCAR racer to live.
Like, are you being biased? So
No,
was he actually,
no.
like, one of the
7-time
greatest?
champion. There's only 3 drivers who have won 7 times. Or 7-time champion.
So
Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, Jimmy Johnson.
I don't know much about like the NASCAR races, but like, how do you win? Like, is it like 100?
You get
laps?
first place.
Obviously, I know that. But like,
So
how do you- what
each
do you
race
do?
is different mileage. So for the Daytona 500, I'm pretty sure I didn't really
That
pay
means
attention to the
500
laps.
laps.
No,
Oh,
it's 500 miles and it's a
Okay.
1.5-mile track. So I think it's 220 laps, 225. I don't remember, but every track's a different size and they're all ovals except there's a few road courses. I don't know how many road courses they did back in.
Oh yeah, they can't
His
be
time.
like triangles, you know. It's
Well, there's a tri-oval actually.
really
There is Pocono. It's like you go
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, yep. But anyway, no, he was the best driver of all time, and that's a guy I'd want to sit down. He died during the Daytona 500 in 2001.
Mid race
Oh.
died.
He died during the race. So
like wreck?
he was driving. A lot of you older folks out here know what happened. He was driving. It was the final lap. The final lap is always the big one
way to
happens. That's
go
what they call
out.
it, the big one. And shut up, this guy. No, so he was driving,
Yeah.
blocking because his son Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in the lead.
Oh, so he's racing against his son.
Well, they were on a team. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Michael Waltrip, they were all 3 on a team. Or
Okay.
those 2 were on a team. Dale was on RCR. Anyway, you guys are thinking I'm speaking Japanese. Anyway, he was driving, blocking, and he got hooked in the rear, turned into the wall, and he died on impact. They had to cut him out of the car.
Oh.
Because he was one of the kind of guy to get out of the car after he wrecked,
Yeah.
and he didn't.
Well, being hooked in the rear probably
You-
painful.
Yeah. Well, and then at 200 miles an hour, and then going headfirst into a wall. Why are you laughing? You know the Hans device? You know what I'm talking about? Head and neck restraint. It goes around your neck.
Is
And
that like the
you
buckle
pop-
thing that's in the car?
No, that's a seatbelt.
Oh.
But
When you get it
Well-
like off impaction, like it'll blow up in like a suit.
no.
Oh,
So, okay. So that season, I'm getting off topic, everybody, but I got to tell them about this. The head and neck restraint was not required by NASCAR then. It goes on your neck, helmet hooks to it, so when you get into impact, your head can't sling forward.
Oh, that's
He
fun.
never wore one. He
Oh.
always wore an open-faced helmet when other drivers were wearing closed-face helmets.
Jeez.
So he hit that wall and his head went into the steering wheel.
So he probably died off impact.
He died on impact. Yeah. Rest in peace, Dale. That's who I talked to. Do you have a celebrity you would want? He told me actually. He Snapchatted me yesterday and told me there was.
I like
You would
that.
give-
SZA.
Who?
What? That's not.
SZA.
You said Biggie.
What?
Yesterday you said.
What are
Big-
you
Oh,
talking
Juice.
No, I did
Big
not.
Juice.
Big.
You said Biggie Juice or something. Or Biggie J. I don't remember what you said because remember you said you'd give something up for him to come back to
I
life.
just remember SZA, but she's alive. But if I could talk to her for an hour, I'd probably actually just ask for her to sing to me for an hour.
Okay. Just
Her
a private
voice, you
concert.
guys. Do you guys know who SZA
All
is?
I hear is
Yeah.
when I'm with you.
Oh,
Yes.
okay,
Come
I
on.
know that
I
song.
Yeah.
can-
I guess.
No, so I saw her in concert. Oh my gosh. Actually, it was crazy. Me and my friend Rain.
Shout out.
Shout out Rain. What did we do? I think we had school that day. No, we had a test that day. Right after the test, went to her house, got ready, drove all the way to St. Louis, went to the concert. After the concert, drove back home from St. Louis because we had nursing school the next day, can't miss. So, sure enough, it was such a long night, but it was so worth it.
SZA.
So good.
So now I gotta
Interesting.
do a celebrity now.
Yeah, who's your celebrity?
I'd probably have to go with someone super like wealthy that like started their own business from like the ground up. Someone that really made it, like not saying this guy in particular, but like Mark Zuckerberg. Like he started
The
Facebook.
Zuck.
I just want to know like how someone had made nothing out of something. Like
Right.
Steve Jobs making out of his garage making whatever he made, but started Apple out of his garage
Right.
essentially. Like I'd like to just sit and talk to an entrepreneur about something.
Get advice.
Yeah, just
That's
curious. Like, you know how cool it would be just to put your whole heart to something, knowing that it'll probably fail, but end up actually making it big and having no worries in the world.
Right. Makes sense.
That's what I'd do. I want to know how much dedication, because I'm sure they put in hours, dude.
Right.
Like lost sleep and days over it.
Well, you got 1 hour to get all that information and write it down.
I know. I have to bring my notebook or something.
Oh, we never said what our first question would be. Because the question was...
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll just go with our celebrity, because it'd be hard to, I wouldn't know how to react if I was able to sit down with my great-grandpa.
Right.
Like, I'd probably shout. But anyway, no, but like, so you sit down with SZA, what was the first thing you ask her?
Will you sing for me?
Okay. Travis, what would you ask the Zuck?
Well, no, I don't want to do Mark Zuckerberg. And
Steve Jobs.
I'd probably go with Steve Jobs.
Okay, what would you ask Steve Jobs?
If I seen him in one question, the first question I asked him would be like, how did you do it?
Okay.
Just plain out ask him why. Like, what made you motivated to do that? That's the
okay.
question. What's your why?
Okay, I like that. Travis.
What about you? About Dale Earnhardt?
I wouldn't know.
How's
like,
that neck game? Or
bro,
sorry.
chill.
Well,
He's dead.
Yes, there you go. Sorry.
Chill.
Is that why you named Dale Dale?
It is why I named my dog Dale.
It's all clicking now.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Dale
I
Ralph.
think I watched.
Dale Ralph Earnhardt. Wait, I think that might be wrong. I don't know his middle name, but his dad's name was Ralph. Anyway.
Okay.
I don't know what I would ask him. You know, I mean, I'd be just like, how are you so good? What made you better than everyone else? Like, if you Travis, after this podcast, look up Dale Earnhardt Sr. highlights. Passing the grass. This dude.
I don't think I'm gonna go and dedicate my time to watch a car drive left.
Dude, that's not what it is. That's not what.
Okay, but no, I'm like genuinely curious. Like, how do you get good at driving race cars? Like, how do you obviously if you play
passing people real fast.
Stop.
Okay, so NASCAR is more than going fast turning left.
Hold on, sorry, this is off topic. Sorry to cut you off. But are NASCARs automatic or manual? Or they're both?
Manual. Well, they've always been 4-speed manuals, but now they're sequential shifters. So instead of pressing the clutch and shifting, they pull it back to go into gear or to
so they don't have
up a gear.
automatics.
No.
Okay.
That's for sissy girls.
Okay, my bad.
But what were you asking? What'd you ask me?
First question.
Oh no, wait. What'd you ask me?
How do you get good at driving a
NASCAR?
because if you play a sport, obviously
Right.
How do
you practice what you do.
Okay,
Yes,
so
exactly.
I'm gonna leave you guys with a quote real quick from Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin can
That was
go to
the first president, right?
Shut. This guy today is on something. Denny Hamlin, quote. He said, "I can go to a golf course and birdie a hole that Tiger Woods parred. I can go to a basketball court and make a shot that Michael Jordan missed. No one's getting in my race car and going faster than me." NASCAR is such a different sport than anything else. It's so much strategy. You know, your gas mileage, your tires. You got to adjust your shocks. You got to adjust your
mid-race.
Yeah, there's buttons they press, or they go into the pits and they put that thing in the back window and they turn it. They're adjusting the
cranking the car up.
Cranking the car, but it's all about strategy and where you're at and kind of conserving your tires and gas.
Okay,
that's how you get good. You just got to be smart. You have to have a good crew chief.
My boyfriend's a semi-professional race car driver, so I kind of know how you get good.
Why'd you ask me?
Well, how you get really good?
Is actually a semi-pro racer?
Mm-hmm.
Is she being serious?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Right now?
I'm trying to figure out how do you even
I'm
get
just
into
kidding.
it?
She's just.
I just thought that because you're talking about car parts and I actually know what you're talking about. I'm kind of following. I'm not gonna lie. Earlier, whenever you were talking about, I couldn't follow very well because I don't know NASCAR.
Oh.
I think she was trying to make a joke that didn't go well. Anyways, how do you make it to? I know. I'm sorry.
Hey, where's this NASCAR episode
viewers.
now, everybody?
Sorry, but
I love this.
How basketball? You to make it to the NBA, you gotta go through college. You gotta be good. How do you become a NASCAR driver?
Okay. So there's a bunch of different ways. There's a bunch of people who start on dirt, and sprint cars, late models, all that stuff, and then that they kind of get seen. And when they get seen, a team will pick them up. They'll race. There used to be the K&N series for NASCAR. It's prominent.
Like the
future.
minors.
The future.
Like baseball minors.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like the young people. They do all these races at little tracks and whatnot, and they make their way up. And then up after that was the truck series, the Craftsman Truck Series or Camping World, whatever it is now. There's 3 different levels of NASCAR: Truck Series, Xfinity Series, Cup Series. Cup Series is the pro. Like that's where you want to be, top of the top, fastest cars you're gonna drive. So they got to work their way up to that point. Yeah. It's not one of those things you're just given unless your grandpa owns a race team, which has happened this year.
Your grandpa owns a race team?
No, there's a racer whose grandpa owns a race team, so now he's in the Cup Series.
Oh, so he didn't work for it.
Not as hard as others did.
Yeah.
There's people who've been racing for years.
It helps to know someone, you know.
Right.
Actually, that's a good life lesson. It's always
takes one to know one.
Yeah. No.
That's not the right thing.
No, it's always helpful in life and to go with life choices and career paths. If you know someone, it's a lot easier to get into that.
I mean, it's not like he never raced a car before, but he just got there a lot quicker. Like he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
And there's people who get in there in their late 30s and 40s. So
right before they go to the nursing home, basically.
To Sage,
basically.
But anyway, I don't know what I would ask Dale if I met him. Honestly, I'd be like, "How'd you do it? Why are you so good?" That's probably what I would ask. But it's hard when you meet your idol.
I feel like if I was in your position, I'd ask him like the thrill, you know.
What was it like?
Do you ever lose like the what's it called, like the jitters, you know?
Right? Are you ever nervous?
Yeah, like I remember in sports, I played sports all my life growing up, and I was always nervous. It doesn't matter if I knew that we were gonna win. I was always just the adrenaline rush.
Right.
That's what I was meaning. Do you ever lose that?
That's a good question.
I mean, you're going fat, 200 miles an hour.
I mean,
or whatever.
if your nickname's the Intimidator, I don't think you got the jitters. You know what I mean?
Someone's got to be the baddest.
Someone's got to be and that was him.
All right. Well,
that was a good hypothetical question, I think. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So, everyone, we want to thank Sage for coming on again. She was a great half-decent guest this week.
I tried.
And before we go,
Travis, you know what time it is. It's social media time, baby. Where we at?
Sir. You can find us on the Lunch Table _podcast 24, and that would be on YouTube.
What?
Instagram.
What?
Spotify.
What?
And TikTok.
Yes, sir.
But before we kick this thing off, I want to say stay in tune with our merch. It's officially out, available to purchase. I do know that the deadlines are coming up pretty soon.
March 19th is the deadline by 7 p.m.
And that's just for this order. We'll do more depending on how this turns out. But
maybe we'll shake it up next time.
Yeah.
Maybe some hoodies, some hats.
So, That's the main goal is to get some hoodies and some hats for sure.
Sage, are you gonna buy some merch right now?
I am.
You gonna get a koozie? You gonna get a shirt?
I'm getting a shirt.
What color?
White.
White's been so popular. I was so hateful on white.
I was too. I'm a messy guy. Like I'll eat a taco. And
I'll probably get it dirty. But
awesome. Have you told anybody about our podcast? Like, do you let people know?
Yeah, actually.
Well, actually,
yeah.
Oh, the first episode.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Has anyone talked to you about it?
Like without you talking to them about it?
Without you.
My dad mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah.
Does
he like it?
He did. Well, I don't think he's watched. I think one of you guys' TikToks came across his For You page.
What are these idiots doing? Well,
maybe we can get a potential sponsor.
Copeland Transportation.
Hey.
Was it transportation or trucking?
I think transportation.
Copeland Transportation. Shout out.
I don't.
Shout out Dan Copeland, Big Sexy, Big D. All right. Well, Sage, thank you again. We really appreciate you for coming on, taking this time.
Thank you, guys.
And
Travis, I think it's time to end this episode.
All right. Thank you for watching. And sorry, let me steal your thunder. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you.
I was like, fine with it.
All right. Thank you for watching, and stay in tune for episode 11. It's episode 10.
Oh yeah, good job.
Yeah, episode 11.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
I guess I'm all alone. She don't even need me. I'll watch you walk away. The stars are falling right in place. I'll watch you walk away. You stole my heart from inside of me.